KORK North Bay, your source for news and happenings throughout the North Bay.
Hello and thanks for watching KORK North Bay TV. Coming up is our weekend wrap covering all the news stories and happenings that took place over the weekend throughout the greater San Francisco North Bay. The police department in the town of Sebastopol has put out an alert about a very suspect incident that took place on Friday at about 4:30 in the afternoon at the town's Willard F. Libby Park. According to the report, a man driving a two-toned burgundy-colored SUV with either silver or gray running boards on it, with two young girls inside the SUV with him, stopped along the park and apparently tried to lure an unknown teen girl over to them. The man driving the SUV was described as a white adult male with spiky gray hair, and the two girls with him both had long brown hair. One of the girls appeared to be about 12 years old and the other about 16 years old. When the man stopped his SUV, it was actually the two girls with him who tried luring the unknown teen girl in the park over to them. The incident came to an end when a parent at the park saw what appeared to be taking place and became concerned, which prompted the man in the SUV to drop everything they were doing and take off, running the stop sign at Valentine Avenue. Unfortunately, there aren't any cameras in that area, so detectives have been checking for any nearby homes that have surveillance cameras in hopes that someone got some footage of the suspect's vehicle, and are asking that anyone in the area around the park that have outdoor cameras to please check their footage and see if they caught the two-tone burgundy SUV driving by, which could help detectives catch this creep. If you have any footage or information about this incident, please give the Sebastopol Police Department a call at 707-829-4400. This is a good reminder to always be alert no matter where you are. If that parent hadn't have seen what was going on, this guy could have been successful, and this could have been a whole different story. On Saturday, American Canyon firefighters, along with several other agencies, had their hands full fighting a fire that started in a field and spread to the marsh area, threatening homes. The fire started at about noon, just north of the intersection of Minnie Drive and Dutch Flat Road, which is out near the end of Marla Drive. An elderly man had driven his car into a field of dry grass looking for his dog. The hot engine and catalytic converter of his car caught that grass on fire, resulting in a total loss of his car, plus a field on fire and homes in the area that were now being threatened. So an evacuation order was called for people to evacuate while firefighters from American Canyon Fire, Vallejo Fire, Napa Fire, Cal Fire, and Fairfield Fire Department battled the flames, which proved to be a bit difficult for them because the fire that originally started in a dry field ended up spreading into a marsh area along the Napa River waterway, which made it impossible for ground crews to access it because of the gushy wetland ground. So thankfully, Cal Fire sent a chopper that began dropping water on it, which really helped get it under control. By about 3 o'clock that afternoon, the fire was contained and under control, so the evacuation order was lifted. In all, the fire burned just over 32 acres, and thankfully no one was injured in this incident, including the older man whose car accidentally started the fire, although his car was a total loss. We called every agency involved to find out whether the man ever found his dog or not, but unfortunately no one knew, so let's hope he did. On Sunday at the southern end of Napa Valley, a motorcycle versus vehicle crash occurred that resulted in the rider being critically injured. This incident took place just before 10:30 in the morning on Jamison Canyon Road near Kelly Road. It turns out that according to the CHP, the motorcycle was stolen out of Richmond, and apparently the rider was riding like he stole it, heading east, maybe back to where he lived in Suisun City, and crashed into the car on the way. The rider, who was not identified, was transported to Queen of the Valley Hospital in Napa and was listed in critical condition. Both eastbound lanes at Jamison Canyon Road, as well as both left turn lanes on Highway 29 that lead to Jamison Canyon Road, were closed for about an hour while crews tended to and cleared the scene. Thankfully, there was no report of injuries to anyone in the vehicle that the motorcycle rider crashed into. On Saturday evening in the Vallejo and American Canyon border area, a hit and run took place after a man driving a car struck a woman and then fled the scene. This incident took place at about 10:20 at night after a car that witnesses say was swerving and driving on the wrong side of the road was called into police. Not even 2 minutes later, another call was made to police about the same car that had just hit a woman on Minnie Drive and then sped off, heading into the Rancho Del Mar neighborhood. Witnesses said the woman was still conscious and breathing, so medics were sent and police units began searching the area for the vehicle. And sure enough, not much later, a police unit spotted the vehicle parked on Elliott Drive with damage to the front end consistent with hitting someone. All it took was basic detective work for the officers to quickly find out who owned the car, which was 26-year-old Uriel Avadano, so they paid him a little visit at his nearby home located on the 600 block of Minnie Drive and took him into custody without incident. Thanks to the witnesses who called this incident in, their information proved to be vital in apprehending Mr. Avadano, who was booked into Solano County Jail on charges of felony hit and run. In Benicia on Sunday at about 10:15 in the morning, a call came into the Benicia Fire Department about a home on the 200 block of East J Street that was on fire. When firefighters arrived, the house was pretty well engulfed in flames, so they began an immediate attack on getting it under control, as well as began making sure everyone who lived there was out and safe. Unfortunately, one occupant of the home wasn't able to get out, so firefighters located the person inside and got them out. But unfortunately, by that time, the person was seriously burned and in critical condition, so they were transported by ambulance to the hospital. Firefighters continued their attack on getting the fire under control. Thanks to the great work of the Benicia Fire Department, with the assistance from the Vallejo Fire Department, Fairfield Fire, and Benicia Police, they were able to get the fire put out without it spreading to neighboring homes. We hope the person that was injured in the fire makes a full recovery. In the Lake County town of Lakeport, officials testing mosquitoes that were gathered from around the county discovered that the ones from the lower lake area tested positive for West Nile virus. Now, we're not reporting to make this sound like it's going to be the next epidemic or pandemic, because West Nile virus happens every year in most areas where mosquitoes are found. The reason we're reporting on this is to simply let people in that area know that the virus is now present and to take precautions to not get bit so you don't risk getting sick. Also, prevention is another big factor in helping to not spread the virus, such as draining anything that has standing water in it, such as a tub, a barrel, an old swimming pool that isn't being maintained, and so on. But even with that, you still have the lake and streams around the area, as well as livestock watering troughs and ponds where mosquitoes breed and can spread the virus. So this is just to let you know that it's now been detected in the area, and to do what you can to not get bit by wearing long sleeve shirts and full length pants in the morning and the evenings, as well as closing doors and windows that don't have screens, and put on some mosquito repellent if you have some. So far, 29 counties in California have had mosquitoes that tested positive for West Nile virus. According to the CDC, 80% of those who get infected with it show no symptoms at all. 20% come down with flu-like symptoms, including a fever, headaches, body aches, vomiting, diarrhea, or a rash. However, about 1% of people end up in the hospital with severe symptoms that can affect the nervous system and be life-threatening, including infections involving the brain and the spinal cord. So about 1 out of every 100 people end up with severe symptoms, and unfortunately, about 10% of that group die from it. So even though it's not much to most people, if you're one of those 1 in 100 people that get serious symptoms from it, it becomes a big deal. So just know that it's out there, and to try to do what you can to prevent from getting bit. This broadcast is sponsored by Mike Larbury Automotive. 5-star ratings for all of your domestic and import automotive repair needs, located on Highway 12 in Sonoma. Mention you saw them here on KORK TV to receive a special discount. And also by Sonoma Paint Center, your source for all of your home and automotive paint and supply needs.
Transform your home or business with Sonoma Paint Center. As your local Benjamin Moore retailer, we've got everything you need to paint inside and out, plus top quality stains. Step inside our Santa Rosa location or visit us in Sonoma, Sebastopol, and now our newest location in Napa. From vibrant colors to durable finishes and required supplies, we'll help you bring your vision to life. Sonoma Paint Center, serving you in Santa Rosa, Sonoma, Sebastopol, and now Napa. Sonoma Paint Center, color your world.
Well, that's it for our weekend wrap. Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We'll see you again on Friday for our weekly wrap. Remember, you can watch us on our website at KORKTV.com, or you can also watch us on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or on our new YouTube channel. In any of those platforms, just search for KORK North Bay TV and add our channel to your favorites. We'd sure appreciate it. We'd like to wish everyone a safe, healthy, and happy week. Thanks for watching.